Alright, I'm only 10 minutes late. We are live, but I have no... There we go. Now we're live. Man, I think I need some help getting my stuff set up, don't I? I'm horrible at it. Okay. Chad Curtis, what's up, brother? Can you hear me, man? Give me a thumbs up, a wave, or something. I see you checking in. If you got me, dude, let me know. Make sure my sound's working. I'm going to get signed in on here, guys, and we will get started. If my sound's good, somebody send me like a wave. Let me know that you're there. Let me know you can hear me while I fumble around here and try to get signed on. How's everyone doing this morning? Hey, it's Friday, so if you're at work today, if you're doing your job, I get to give the TGIF to you, right? It is Friday, is it not? It is Friday, okay. Man, that would have been stupid if I would have told you guys. What's up, Chris? Chad's watching, Chris is watching, Lacey, Jessica, Justin. We got some people. Larry, thank you guys for coming in. Laurel, hey, thank you guys for checking out, stopping by. Hope you hang around for a minute. I didn't get a chance to go get coffee, but I always store coffee. So whenever I go to Monticello Coffee Company, I always get two, and I put one in the refrigerator because I know that like my mornings are just like stupid. So I'm drinking what? I'm drinking yesterday's coffee today. I'm having computer issues. I'm always having computer issues. Alright, you guys are checking in, man. Thanks you guys for coming by. Welcome to the Roadway Podcast. I'm gonna be fumbling around here in a minute trying to get signed on here. But while I'm doing that, I just want to tell everyone I appreciate you guys coming. I am wearing my Semper Fidelis MF shirt from Grunt Style. If you don't know what that shirt is, that is a Marine reference, and it is red, and today is Friday. And vets, we like to wear red on Friday, and well, the reason why we do that is the RED stands for Remember Everyone Deployed. So what we're doing, and sometimes I don't do it, it's not because I don't intend on it, it's just because, you know, laundry or whatever. But when I think about it, I try to wear red on Friday to remember everyone deployed. Why is my computer not wanting to respect me this morning? So, you don't often see me in a red shirt. Usually, I wear black, so I look a little different today. I got a red shirt on. As you can tell, I got a haircut. All right, so my hair's a little shorter than it normally is, or has been. Let's see here. Let me get signed on. My hair is shorter. I'm wearing a red shirt, but I appreciate all you guys checking in. Shelly, what's going on? As you guys check in, make sure you drop a comment, drop a like. Don't forget to go over to the YouTube page, and I put this out yesterday. So I'm gonna do a drawing for the locals here. If by some means I get a bunch of people that are non-locals and they enter, then I can work with that. I can do something with that. I can if I pick you guys as a winner and draw you as a winner, I can send you a gift card or something. But this is mainly for the locals. I'm doing a giveaway, trying to get some subscribers on YouTube. You know how it's these days you got to have a scam of some type to get people to sign up to subscribe on YouTube. So this is what I'm going to start doing. This is what everyone does. So I talked yesterday about going it alone. Well, I'm going into the tribe on this one. I'm following the pack on this one. But to try to get the YouTube channel, if you guys used to subscribe, if you subscribe to the old YouTube channel, it's still up, but I can't get in it. I have tried. I don't know what the deal is. I just cannot get signed into it. It won't let me. It tells me my passwords I had written down were wrong. It tries to send passwords to my old number. Google won't help me out. It's just a mess. So there is a new YouTube page, if you go to any of the videos like that we load up daily, so all of my dailies are loaded up there. If you're gonna watch it, you know, if you're not gonna watch it live, if you can't watch it on YouTube, all right, it helps with algorithms there. So just click the link, roll over to YouTube, watch it there. Even if you don't have a YouTube account or a Google account and you can't like or comment or whatever, at least do that. But if you can, hit that subscription button. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, hit the subscription button and hit the like and leave a comment. If you do all three of those locals, then on next Friday, 1 week from today, which is Black Friday, as a little Christmas gift to you, I'm going to give out a $20 gift certificate to either, it'll come from me, to Stealth Nutrition for, their shakes, their teas. They're awesome. If you haven't been there, you need to check that out. Go by All Time Fitness and see Season. So there'll be a $20 gift certificate to that, or you can, it's your pick, Monticello Coffee Company, a $20 gift certificate to there. I didn't want to put this out on Facebook for those of us that, maybe want something other than, coffee or Stealth Nutrition. There might be a $20 gift certificate for somewhere else too. So, but you got to go over there and you have to subscribe. You have to like the video from yesterday. It tells you on there, and you have to leave a comment. So do all three of those. Those are what, YouTube helps the algorithms or whatever you want to say. So that's what I need you to do, and then you can win that $20 gift certificate. I'll pick one, draw one, whatever you want to call it, next Friday, and I'll let you know. And this will probably be an ongoing thing, to try to get the YouTube channel built up with some subscribers. Until I get a number of subscribers, I don't know how many I have to have, but until I get so many subscribers, I can't change the name of the channel. There's just a lot of stuff I can't do with it, so it's kind of like at that low user status until you have so many subscribers. And it's, I don't even remember what it is, and I have to look through it. It may have changed, but do that for me. Go over there. As far as all the other social media outlets, say, roll over to the Rogueway. If you're not watching this on the Rogueway page, make sure you roll over to the Rogueway page after today's live morning session, and follow me on there. Guys, you're free to friend request me, because I know you're probably watching this on my personal page. It's public. You're free to friend request me. I don't know how many friend spots I have left. They cap you at 5,000 friends. I think I'm setting it like maybe just a few short of that. So you can still follow me on here. This page is my personal page, but almost everything's public, so you can see it. But also, please make sure you're following the Rogueway page, because that's where everything's going to. So I'll move over there. It'll be solely on their YouTube and that route. So please make sure you're doing that. I also have a messaging activated. I didn't realize that my messenger wasn't activated on the Rogueway page. I don't know why that's the case, but you can message me. So if you go over to YouTube, if you like, you comment, and you subscribe to the channel to enter the $20 gift certificate drawing, which I'll try to do probably weekly, at least every couple weeks. I'll do it at least a couple times a month. If you do that, feel free to send a message either to me personally or to the Rogueway page and let me know that you did that. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. So, we'll get that fixed. I'll get you entered up in that. All right. So I think that's all of my introduction stuff, right? Happy birthdays to everyone who has a birthday. I'm still not logged into Facebook, so I don't have my notifications. I apologize. I'm not good at all the administrative stuff that goes with starting this thing off. Maybe I'm connecting with you. Maybe you're not either. Let's see here. Let me get signed on here. Don't run away from me quite yet. Man, I have so many passwords. You know what my problem is? I forget passwords all the time. Today's poll. Let me know if this is you, okay? Leave a comment right here if you do this. I'm horrible at this. So I have all these accounts and I have all these passwords. I have some kind of general passwords that I typically use, but every time you go to a place now, you have to have some variant. You have to have a capital letter and a symbol and an emoji and 14 digits here and 3 of your kids' names there. It's just like ridiculous what you have to have on passwords these days. See, right now it's telling me send me it's doing this to me now. My password was right. I'm not giving you a security code. So now I have to go back in and I have to re-sign into Facebook because every once in a while, Facebook wants to call me out like I'm trying to hack my own stuff here. I promise you, Facebook, nobody wants to hack my account. I'm not that interesting. Let's see here. So anyway, what I was saying, my problem is that I'm not disciplined to remember passwords or write them down because these days you don't have to. They just if you forget your passwords, they just send you an email and you click a link in your email and then you reset your password right then. The problem with that is I reset my passwords continuously, like all the time, constantly. I'm resetting passwords because I never remember them because I have a Facebook account, right? And so now I have all these random passwords and I just keep getting new links emailed to me and starting them over. So, but the good news is no one's going to be able to hack my accounts because half the time I can't even hack my own damn accounts. I can't even get into my own shit most of the mornings or most days. So, anyone else do that? You guys, do you have you guys have a lot of accounts and passwords? Is the email thing your crutch? If somebody hacked your email account, could they hack everything else in your internet arsenal? With me, they probably could, because if they got into my email account, then they could probably just request new passwords. But the problem is my email, I do get notifications on email, so I would know if that's going on, hopefully. This is yesterday's coffee. I'm not ashamed of that. So that's where I'm at. Like I said, welcome to the Rogue Way podcast. Today we're going to be talking about rule number 7 after I get through some of my other ramblings this morning. We're going to talk about some other things. Don't bring up the fast today. If you notice that I sound like I'm in a better mood, it's because I broke it, okay? I failed. I did not make 7 days. I made 3 day-ish, almost 3 days. So I'm not done fasting. I'm going to take a break. I was probably going to break it anyway because today I'm picking up Connor from school, and he's going to stay the night, and we're going to make homemade pizza, which I will probably make a YouTube video of us making homemade pizza, and I'll show you guys how I make it, and Connor's going to make it with me. So it should be kind of a fun thing. We'll sit right here at this table. We'll set the studio up. We'll get all the ingredients here, and we'll do a video on us making what I call my home assembled pizza. I don't call it a homemade pizza because, I'm not using a homemade crust. I'm not I'm using canned things and deli cheeses and stuff like that. So on the pizzas that I make, I try to get, fresh deli cut cheese and meats and stuff like that. I don't buy the processed stuff or whatever, but it's not like I'm sitting there teaching you guys how to make a pizza crust. So I wouldn't call it homemade. I would call it home assembled. Basically the same type of pizza that you're going to get if you buy it somewhere. Most people, your pizza places aren't making that stuff homemade either. They're getting their pizza crust from this company and, or their dough. They may be cooking it, but they're generally not making it. Maybe I'm wrong. But we're going to make a home assembled pizza today. So I broke fast. We're going to do that, and then I'm going to try to get back on that a few days before Thanksgiving, maybe fast a few days before Thanksgiving. And then go to intermittent fasting, which is, I can usually do 1 meal a day, is not a problem for me. If I usually eat 1 meal a day, has anyone done intermittent fasting? And when I talk about that, I know there's different versions of it, like, a 16-hour fast, and, the rest of the time you get that window to eat, or an 18-hour you fast, and then you've got the rest of the time to eat, and, whatever. When I talk about intermittent fasting, I'm usually talking about 1 meal a day. So, try to eat clean, try to eat good, but mainly just 1 meal a day. You only get that one time your insulin really spikes, and the rest of the day you're drinking water, and, maybe coffee or whatever, stuff that doesn't have a high insulin response, and, that's what I usually refer to when I'm talking about intermittent fasting. But I broke the absolute fast. I didn't make it 7 days. Man, shit happens, right? I'm not going to tell you guys how I broke it. but it probably had something to do with ice cream. What? Yeah, I said that. So, no shame here. That's the way it is. If you guys are just jumping on, I appreciate you guys coming in and checking out. Please make sure you guys roll over and hit us all on our social media stuff and go to YouTube. Yesterday's, you can link right onto yesterday's podcast on YouTube. If you will go there, subscribe. If you're watching this right now on YouTube in playback, make sure that you hit that subscribe button, like this video, or I'm sorry, hit the subscribe button like yesterday's video. And on yesterday's video, which is talking about Rogue Way Rule number 6, Rogue Way Rule number 6 is the key video, not today, yesterday's. Go to that video, like, subscribe, leave a comment. And next Friday, on Black Friday, you can take your shopping day. Hopefully you're shopping local. And somebody's going to win a gift card, and you can roll over and get some coffee from Monticello Coffee Company, or to start your morning off shopping, and then you can also roll over to, at lunch, you can roll over to Stealth Nutrition and get that nutritious shake. That's a $20 gift certificate we're giving out to that, and that will be next Friday. But you have to go to Rogue Way Rule number 6 YouTube video from yesterday. You can link to it from Facebook, and subscribe, like, and comment. All right, I'm done plugging, promise. So that's how I broke fast, and today I'm going to pick my son up, and we're going to make a pizza right here in the studio. All right, should I do it live, or should I think I should pre-record it, because we've got to make it, and then we got to put it in the oven, and come back and show you guys what it looks like. So we'll probably just pre-record it, but I will drop the video tonight, so you guys can see how I make home assembled pizza. So that'll be cool. So check that out. All right, so I'm gonna roll. I know I haven't talked about this impeachment shit like at all. I haven't really went into that, and I tried to talk about it. Like, I don't talk about it much because I'm trying to stay non-biased on this, or non-partisan on this. Guys, I'm a Marine, a former Marine. I love my country. Here's my bottom line. If someone is guilty of doing something, if there was criminal activity or something impeachable that went on there, then that's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. But my question for my attorney friends, for my political friends who follow this stuff, and from both sides, I want to hear this from both sides. Especially if you are, let's say you support the impeachment process. If you support the impeachment process, or what's going on right now, do you believe that the case was laid out in a manner, if this was you, do you believe that, if this were you, do you believe that there's enough evidence to impeach you? Do you think if you were, was there enough evidence that if you were on trial for something, you believe that the evidence was direct? Was it convincing? Do you think it's enough to charge somebody with something? All right. First of all, if you don't understand how impeachment works, and I hope I don't screw this up, so if you were someone out there who really understands this stuff and I screw this up, feel free to correct me. In fact, I would love for you to correct me. Leave a comment, tell me I'm wrong. Say, Casey, you're all screwed up, man. That's not what it is. But as the way I understand it, what we have had this last week that has taken up all the airtime on cable news and whatever, the impeachment hearing, was in the intelligence community, or a committee hearing on impeachment, to where basically they are hearing testimony, and they're going to take everything that they heard, all these sworn depositions or interviews, if you want to say, all these statements, these witness statements, everything that they've all this information they've acquired, and they're going to send it to the Judiciary Committee, which is going to determine whether or not, and this is in the House, this is the House of Representatives, so this is primarily, it is partisan, primarily this is all Democrats. These are all Democrats. And they are going to draw up, I believe they're going to draw up articles of impeachment. I can't see the Democratic Party have gone through all this, for the most part, on their own. I don't think this is bipartisan at all. But gone through all this on their own and not draw up impeachment articles against the president. The president has actually said that if he hopes, at the end of this, that he wants a trial in the Senate, because he didn't do anything wrong, and he's ready to fight this. So my question, if I got all that right, guys, if I'm correct on everything I just said, that means that, guys, this wasn't the impeachment. So people have asked me, did he get impeached? This isn't the impeachment. This is an impeachment inquiry, which means that the House is determining whether it's got enough evidence, or whether it believes it has enough evidence to send this to another committee, which will have the option to draw up impeachment, basically draw up charges. Okay, basically an indictment. So the next question I get, and again, guys, if I'm screwing this up, if you are super political or you're an attorney and you really know this and I screw it up, let me know. But if this will go to the committee, a judiciary committee within the House. They'll draw up articles of impeachment, which are basically charges. Think of it like that. Think of it as you're being charged with a crime, and then that will go to the Senate. Now, the Senate is primarily controlled by the Republicans. So this is very partisan. This is very them against us. This is Democrats versus Republicans. This isn't, if my history serves me correctly, this is the first time an impeachment has been done like just partisan. Just, one party against another party. The Nixon stuff, the Clinton stuff, those were bipartisan, and I'm pretty sure that this is almost completely Democrats versus Republicans. Which, if the charges are true, it doesn't matter. I mean, if someone's guilty, they're guilty. They did something, they did something. So I'm not, using that to defend anything. I'm just saying that I believe this is the first time it's kind of fell like this. But if the committee draws up articles of impeachment, which, again, basically files charges on the President of the United States, then that will go to the Senate for a trial. Now, the Constitution, as I understand it, doesn't specify what that even means. You need to understand that the Senate, which is controlled by the Republican Party, the Senate would be responsible for trying him, much like if you remember back in the days, President Bill Clinton was impeached and he went to trial in the Senate. And they chose to, I don't know what the word is, but they basically chose to not convict him. And there's probably a better legal statement than, they chose not to convict him, but that's what happened. So this would happen for President Trump. The Senate would perform some type of trial, and I don't believe that there's a specified version of that. I think it's kind of up to them to set up the trial, and I think they kind of just do what they do. So at that point, you would have to have, as I understand it, at least 20 Republicans switch sides and basically say, yeah, this man's guilty, and for him to actually be, for lack of better terms, convicted. Maybe is the best way I could explain it to the layperson to understand it. So we're a long way from impeachment. Or we're a long way from an impeachment trial. That is not where we're at. If you have watched anything, this is my issue. This is what I'm trying to understand. It's not even the same. Like, the reporting on this is completely polar opposite. If you watch the live stuff, like I was watching the live these. As I'm watching the witnesses testify, every time all I hear is this opening statement that sounds so damning. I mean, it's like this guy's basically saying, "I know for a fact the president did this," and then they get questioned. And everything seems like it's hearsay. Everything, when I say hearsay, I'm not trying, I know that's become a term, like fake news and everything else. But it sounds like something that wouldn't stand up anywhere. Like, well, I never heard the president say that. I didn't get the impression that the president ever said that. He never spoke that. I never talked to the president. He never said that to me. The president of Ukraine never said that the president said that. They didn't act like the president said that. They didn't give the interview that was supposedly demanded by the president in order to do this. So it's like everybody that comes up to the stand doesn't know anything. They just heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend. That's what it sounds like. I think they had one witness that actually said that he knew something firsthand. I'm not sure. And keep in mind that I think the Republicans only got to call maybe two witnesses the entire time. So as I understand it, what you have is primarily Democrats calling their witnesses only, for the most part, to testify, and then on cross-examination, I guess would be the word, where when the Republican senators get or Republican representatives get to question these witnesses, there's really not much to the testimony. Like there's almost nothing there. So, if the president was guilty of this, I would expect there to be very little there, though. I mean, playing devil's advocate on this, or maybe devil's prosecutor on this, I would expect there to be very little there. This guy is a very sharp businessman. I'm sure that if he wanted something done on the lowdown, he wouldn't. I mean, it would be like he would be far removed from it. Like we're talking some A Few Good Men Code Red shit. If you've seen the movie A Few Good Men back from the 80s, or no, I guess it was from the 90s, you need to watch that movie because basically it's Jack Nicholson and Tom Cruise, and Jack Nicholson is old Marine colonel who orders, something to be done and basically distances himself from it. And, it's all about Tom Cruise trying to prove that his clients who executed this order were not guilty of crimes because they were following orders. And trying to prove that Jack Nicholson actually gave this order. This is a lot like a Code Red thing. If you watch A Few Good Men, and then you watch the impeachment stuff, it's almost like you keep waiting for somebody to jump up and say, I deserve the truth. Like, I want the truth. You're waiting for the famous, you can't handle the truth line. So, I don't know. When I got done watching the limited amount I watched, I don't think that anybody should be convicted in a regular. I wouldn't say that charges should be brought against anyone. I guess because this would be kind of like a grand jury or an inquiry. I don't know what you would call it, but basically, if you're trying to determine whether or not charges should even be brought against someone, I didn't hear anything that I would have done that for. I heard a lot of stuff from a lot of people who I believe 100% believe that the president did and said what he's being accused of saying. I don't think that they're lying. I think they believe this. But it sounds like a lot of rumors to me. It sounds like, when you hear a rumor about yourself that isn't true, but the person who's telling it believes it, and they believe it because they heard it from a reliable source. So, I don't know. Is the president capable of doing this? I think he probably is. Did he do it? I don't know, because I don't think there's evidence here that shows that he did it. I don't think there's compelling evidence here that shows that charges should even be brought against him that he did it, because, I mean, there's no, where is the actual evidence? Where is someone saying, where is this whistleblower? If the whistleblower would come forth, identify themselves and say, listen, the president told me this, or I heard the president say this, in passing, or just something. Am I wrong? Did you watch the impeachment hearings? Do you believe that there is enough to be brought against the president of the United States? And if so, I'm sure it's spam, but that was a number from Washington, D.C., so they probably don't like what I'm saying. I'm kidding. That's just spam. So, do you think that there's enough? What I'd really love to hear is from a supporter of the president who thinks that they would be turned, that they heard enough, that they've seen enough to say, you know what, I think he did it. I think he should be charged. Or to hear someone who doesn't support the president say, no, I don't. It just wasn't enough there. I don't think I would charge him. I would love to hear from someone that had that opinion. Me, I didn't watch enough to know. But what I did see, I didn't see enough there. I didn't hear anything. It was almost laughable, as far as the, trial purposes. It's laughable. Look, people can do some stuff, but you still have to have the evidence. You can't just go around and charge people with crimes because you think that they're capable or they even probably did it. You have to show beyond a reasonable doubt that they did something. Now, I realize this isn't a criminal trial. This is an impeachment trial, and there's differences and whatever. I don't know what those all are, but there's obvious differences. I'm just saying I would love to hear your opinions Did you watch any of it? Were you convinced? Were you not convinced? Did you change your mind? If you changed your mind, I would love to hear about that. So please leave a comment, shoot a message. You can even do an anonymous message. I will read it if if I like. Just send me some comments, whatever. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment. I do read all the comments. I try to engage you guys in conversation as the live show is going, and I do read the comments. I usually like your comments or respond to your comments afterwards. So let me know what you thought. This week, officially, I believe the impeachment inquiry, as far as live testimony, is over with, and it is moving to. Joe Dickey says, going back some comments, talking about my fast. I broke my fast. Okay, so we're jumping off the political stuff. I'll try to lighten this thing up a little bit. Joe Dickey says, I'll vouch for him. If it were pizza, he would have broke Tuesday. There you go. That's true. Okay, thanks, Joe. You're absolutely right. Tuesday was the day I was tortured with Mazio's, and I didn't break on Tuesdays, so it was ice cream. Peter Floyd says ice cream was the catalyst. There's no doubt that it was ice cream. Ice cream is it. Pizza, ice cream broke me, but in a way, I guess you could say, Pete, yeah, it was because it's not so much that I wanted to have pizza today. I really wanted to make pizza with my kid, and I wanted to make a video on it. All right. Anytime I can hang out with Connor and we get some quality time building something. If you know my kid, he loves to build things, and I love to eat pizza, so we get to mix those things together and build a pizza. Hey, like, what is cooler than that? So that's what we're going to do today, and we'll make a video. We'll do it live, so check that out later. Joe says, I have to reset my passwords all the time. Yeah, mine's not all the time, though, dude. Like, I reset my passwords, like, every time. Like, I don't remember what my YouTube password is, right, or my Google password. Like, I will just go on there, hit the forget the password. It'll send me a link to my email, to my secondary email or whatever. I'll hit the link, I'll sign in, and I'll just go from there. So I'm horrible with that. But yeah, so that's where that is. So check us out for the pizza later on today. What's been going on? Where you got? How's everyone doing this morning? I'm on here. I'm going to see if I can shout out to some birthdays. Where are the birthdays at? Like, sometimes they pop up. Oh, here we go. All right. So sometimes they pop up and sometimes they don't. Guys, I've got just random. These are random birthday things. It's just what pops up on my main deal. I don't go through them. So if you are a friend of mine, if you're close, if we know each other, and you heard some random person's birthday get called out, I didn't say anything yours. It's just because I'm reading them in order, and I don't go through all of them, just a few of them. Happy birthday to Lauren. I don't know if that your last name is Frog or Frog, but happy birthday to you. Lauren's birthday fundraiser request is for ALS at the Wonderland Foundation. So if you know Lauren, she's trying to raise $200 for ALS for the Wonderland Foundation. So send her a happy birthday and get on to the Wonderland Foundation and donate some money. Josh Spencer, happy birthday, man. Todd Bewley, Justin Minton, Lee Edgar Elkins, John Copta, Jacob, Raven Daniels, Brittany Carter, happy birthday, and there's a ton more. So happy birthday to everyone who is celebrating their birthday today. You're celebrating on a Friday, so for those of you that have plans tonight, be careful and have a great time and celebrate. Have a great time, but celebrate safe. So if you're gonna go out and party for your party tonight, be safe. Use Uber, designated driver, that whole thing. Okay. Look, guys, if you don't, so let me just hit that real quick. Anyone knows me knows that, like, hey, I like to party. Okay, so I still, not all the time, rarely, but I do have functions at my place. Friends come over, the fire, the whole thing. Me and my wife, we go to Little Rock, on the regular basis. Not like a lot, but like maybe once every few months or something. We hit the River Market. We go to Willie D's. We do the whole, stay in Little Rock at the hotel. We do all that stuff. Okay, I still like to do it. I'm not gonna apologize for it. I like to go to Willie D's. I like to go to Little Rock. I like to get, to do the thing. I like to do it sometimes. But one thing we never do is drink and drive. In fact, we don't drive. We get a hotel and we Uber our whole weekend. So if you're going to drink, like seriously, in this day and age, there's really no excuse to be getting behind a wheel, lit, or any other way. Okay, so use Uber, and if you're gonna party this weekend, do it safe. All right, where are we at right now? I have let's go to. Let me see here. Where am I at? All right, so happy birthdays, everyone. We talked about the impeachment a little bit. Guys, I'm going to link a video. I'm going to link a video to you. We're getting into the Christmas season. Thanksgiving's almost over. And it's pretty funny. And you guys want you to check it out. It's about Home Alone. This time of the year, I'm already decorated for Christmas, and I'm already watching Christmas movies, okay? That's normally the way I roll. This year, as I was saying yesterday, I haven't, because I've got some items in the living room that I have to destroy, get rid of, so we can make room for Christmas decorations. But everyone knows the Home Alone movies, right? That's not where I meant to go. Everyone knows the Home Alone movies. So if you were getting ready to celebrate Christmas after Thanksgiving or whatever, a lot of you are already into the Christmas movie stuff. So if you are watching Christmas movies now, leave a comment, leave a like, let me know right here, because this is all time, so I can see when the likes are here. But if you're already watching Christmas movies and getting your Christmas celebrations on, let me know. And I'm going to share something here in a little bit about Home Alone, and it's 10 dark things about Home Alone that will ruin your Christmas. And one of them, there's a couple of them that are really interesting. If you're a Home Alone fan, and we watch both the movies every year, there's always that question: what in the did Kevin McAllister's dad do for a living? This is a dude that lives basically in a mansion. All right, he lives basically in a mansion with like 5 kids and a wife that apparently has no job, which is nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, like, he's supporting, and I mean, this dude isn't like barely making it. I mean, check that guy's house out. Look what they're wearing. I know this is 1990 something, but this man is making some dough, right? But it never says what he's doing. So the theory is in this show that he is an Irish mob boss. So, and it makes sense because it only refers to his job as a businessman. He seems to be nervous whenever he has that what he thought was a police encounter with Harry the thief. When he dressed up like a cop and he came in there, the dad was like immediately defensive. Am I in trouble or something? And he's making a ton of money. And in the first movie, I mean, both movies, he takes his entire family on vacation, the entire family, and it never says what this guy does. And then there's a second theory in there that Kevin grows up to be a Jigsaw in the Saw franchise, so the Jigsaw freaking murderer in the Saw franchise. And if you think about it, all the traps and shit that dude was laying, like all the like weird type of torture devices he made, these 2 guys that were robbing his house, they deserved it. But if you compare that to the Saw movies, kind of makes you wonder: is Kevin McAllister the Jigsaw on Saw? The names are different, but people change names, all that kind of stuff. So I'm down with it. I think that Kevin McAllister's dad was a mob boss, which explains why his older brother is a psychopath and why he is so comfortable torturing people and hurting people. And I think he grew up to be the Saw killer, Jigsaw. So I'm down with that. I'm gonna link that. You guys check that video out. It's pretty hilarious. My wife watched it. She got a kick out of it the entire time. So, all right, we are going to get into rule number 7. All right, so if you follow this post, you understand. If you follow the Rogue Way, then you know that there is a method to the madness. There is a reason why I'm here, and it's not just to get on every morning and just randomly go from subject to subject and talk about stuff. It's also to help people, okay? And it's to give some inspiration and some encouragement daily to those. And every couple days or so, I try to drop, a Rogueway rule. And the Rogueway rule is, not so much a rule, but it's just a piece of advice from me to live in this manner. And the point of it is just to give you maybe some inspiration, or to let you know that you're not the only one who thinks this way. The Rogueway is here to inspire people to admit their failures and to move beyond their failures, to overcome adversity, and to move on, and to not be afraid to face this world alone. And I think those are kind of some things that the world has us in a way deceived, that everything, especially in this culture, in this entitlement culture, the world has everyone believing that everything that happens to you is not your fault. It's always someone else's fault, and that you shouldn't face this world alone. That you can't face this world alone. And I don't think either one of those are true at all. There are a lot of people who have to face this world alone, and they need some support doing that. They need to understand that it's okay to do that, but they also need to understand that they may be in the situation that they're in because it's their fault. So, what is the road path? What we're talking about, going against the grain in the sense that acknowledging that your personal responsibility for where you were at in life. It's okay. It's great to take credit for our success, but nobody wants to take responsibility for their failures. And even for those who don't mind admitting the responsibility for their failures, it's very rare that people use that openly and overtly and put that at the front of who they are and tell people about their failures in order to inspire them to take responsibility and to look at their failures as a means to grow. I've said before that for every success I've had was built on probably 100 failures, and that is the truth. So failure isn't just okay. It's something to be talked about. It's something to be, these are stories that need to be told. I've always said if I ever wrote a book about my experiences in combat, the military, contracting, whatever, that I would focus on at least half of it would be on my failures or funny stories that would never get told. Most of them with me being the punchline of the story or the joke. Because I want people to read something and see something where they realize that, man, that's real. That's the way stuff really happens. That's what happened in my life. I thought I was a loser, but I realized that even these, people who are successful or who have done everything they wanted to do and consider themselves successful, man, they have a lot of humiliating stories. They have a lot of failure stories, and they're not afraid of them. And that's what we do here. That's who we are. We're not afraid of our failures. And we're not afraid to admit that there are failures. They belong to me. I own them. Like, my failures are as important to me as my successes. My pain is as important to me as, everything that makes me feel good. These are things that I wouldn't want to give away. I wouldn't want to lose because they would inherently change who I am. So I don't want that kind of change. However, it's okay to change as we face adversity. Anytime you go through the crucible, anytime you go through rough times or bad times, something in you changes. If you are going to push through it, something in you changes, and you can't go through these things without something being chipped off of you or even added to you, and that's going to happen. But sometimes situations don't change us. Sometimes we just change. Sometimes we change our minds. And if you notice in politics, politics loves to dig politicians into a corner or push them into a corner. They love to say, well, in 2006 you said this, and now you're saying this, so you're a liar and a hypocrite. But that's not the case, man. A politician, anybody for that matter, all of us, we have the ability, hopefully, and we have the right as people, as humans, to change our minds, to change at any time we want, okay, because our perceptions are different. Rogueway rule number 7 is own your change. All right? Don't be afraid of it. If someone says, well, last week you said this and now you're saying this, instead of saying, well, and backing off of it and trying to reconcile the two like we often do, or like, you'll see in media, they'll often try to reconcile those two. So, yeah, well, last week I didn't know what I know now. Or last week I didn't think the way I think now. Or I didn't see things the way I see them now. So, yeah, I changed my mind. Next question. All right, so we can change our minds. Own your change. It's okay to change your mind. Never let what you believed or said yesterday absolutely dictate what you say, what you do, what you believe, or who you become today or tomorrow. It's okay to change. If it's time to change, then change. Never let people hold your words of yesterday or yesteryear against you. It's okay to admit you were wrong then, or that you just see things differently now, or you just have a different mindset. All right, that's rogue AF right there, man, because you don't see that a lot in this world. So, in my last few minutes of today's morning show, I'll leave you guys with this, and that is the Rogue Way. Where it's real simple. Okay, read the Rogue Way rules, see if those resonate with you, and if you like them and you've been afraid to live that way, then start living that way today. All right, own your change, own your failures. You don't owe anybody anything. Don't let people dictate who you are. Let your morals and ethics dictate who you are. But on rule number 7 today, owning your change, that's it. That's what we're talking about. All right. Today, you hear something that inspires you, whether it's here or somewhere else or whatever, and you say, you know what, he's right. So many times I'm wrong. So many times I'm wrong. I'm not afraid to admit it. Often I'll say, someone will say, well, what do you think about this? And I'll say, well, I think, this is probably going to happen. But I've been wrong many, many times before. So many times I'm wrong. It's okay that when I'm right, it's okay for me to be right. It's okay for me to be correct about something. But just because I'm saying something different than I said a week ago or 2 months ago, it doesn't mean that I was wrong then necessarily. Maybe I just have a different outlook. But I'm okay with that. I'll own my change. Again, it's okay to change your mind. Never let what you said yesterday dictate what you say, what you do, what you believe, or who you become today or tomorrow. All right, let facts dictate that. Let your morals and your ethics, your direction in the world, let your family, let whatever it is. There's a million reasons out there why you may change and move, but someone else's opinion of you is not one of them. So, I cut my hair yesterday. Changed my mind. Decided, it's too much trouble. All right, there it is. Boom. That's a small thing of change. But a bigger example would be, when we went into this impeachment process, I thought the president was guilty, and after hearing everything that I heard, I don't think there's enough evidence to bring charges against him. That's not my personal opinion. I'm just saying that would be someone who's not afraid to own their change. Whatever it is, it's okay to change your mind. That's part of our growth. That means that you were listening to something else and you were looking at something else and you had an open mind. And I'm not saying you should have open mind, I'm not saying you should be changing, your morals or principles, that you shouldn't stand for something. You absolutely should. But when you do decide it's time to change, just own it. Okay? Don't try to reconcile it with what you thought yesterday. Just own it. So that's where I'm going to leave you guys today. I hope you've enjoyed today's podcast, today's show. If you do enjoy it, if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Leave a like. Don't forget next Friday that we are going to draw for a $20 gift certificate for those who have done that. If you're the only one that's done it, then you're going to get it. I mean, it's just, I'm not going to pretend people signed up for something or did something they didn't do. So go to YouTube, watch yesterday's video, not today's video. Watch today's video, but on yesterday's video, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and that'll put you into the $20 gift certificate to Monticello Coffee Company, Stealth Nutrition, or maybe even an alcoholic beverage product, whatever. We'll talk about that if you win it. If you're not a local and you win it, then, I'll get you taken care of, man. I'll get you hooked up. We'll send you like a $20 gift certificate to, something, a card from somewhere, but this is mainly for locals, so I hope a local I hope all of my local friends will do that. It is my way to get my YouTube subscriptions up. Again, the old YouTube channel is closed. It's still up, but I can't. It's obsolete. So hit the links. Watch this on YouTube. Go to yesterday's YouTube video, rule number 6. Like, subscribe, and comment to enter the giveaway. But also go to this one and like, subscribe, and comment too, man. Let's get involved with me. Check the page out. Read the Rogueway rules. Read them this weekend, and let's talk about them Monday. And a reminder, I will be coming back. It will I don't know if it's going to be live, but I'll definitely at least be dropping a video on me and my 10-year-old boy Connor as we home assemble a pizza this afternoon. I'm looking forward to that. Not just eating the pizza, but hanging out with him and building something together. It's been a while since me and him built something. That used to be his thing. When he was a kid, I would say, "What do you want to do today?" And he would say, "Daddy, let's build something." And that's always kind of stayed with him, and that's that's real cool. My stepson Trace is off to Branson today, so he's headed off with his family to his grandparents to Branson, which is a pretty regular thing for him. So I hope they're safe, and I hope they have a great time. And to everyone, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning. I'll let you get back to your activities. Enjoy your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you this afternoon on the pizza building session. Until then, to all you guys, be safe and stay rogue.